Time check is 6:25 p.m. This is Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting, and the program is called The Stadium. My name is Ted, Uchi. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
How's been your Monday?
It's been a fantastic Monday. I know many people say it's a manic Monday, but it's been a Monday.
It's been a good Monday for you. You say, what has been so spectacular about Monday today?
Well, a lot of things happening in the world of sports. There's a lot of exciting things. We're talking about tennis, things in tennis, things in boxing. Just makes us sports analysts here just feel giddy.
You have some news about the Formula One, the update on the engine controversies surrounding Ferrari, McLaren, and Renault.
Yes. As we reported yesterday, of course, and kudos to Vettel, Sebastian Vettel, for taking yesterday.
As if it matters.
Well, it does. It does to him. There's still, like we said, there's still the Engineering Cup, Builders Cup, things like that. So kudos to Vettel. As regard to the new regulations that F1 is trying to introduce by 2021
yes.
for new engine regulations, they're trying to change out the regular engines to a more eco-friendly engine. Yes. They're going for a less powerful engine, the V6 hybrid
V6.
engines.
Yes,
Renault and teams like Renault and Mercedes have actually come out to complain. They say they're a little slow on it. They're not too convinced about these changes, and Ferrari actually coming out to say, you know what, we'll outright quit if these teams don't seem to comply with this new regulation. But then one other key thing is that I think what F1, aside from being eco-friendly, trying to be eco-friendly, is they're also trying to open up the field of play, especially for F1. They're trying to open it up to more teams. As you know,
maybe smaller teams. Because these guys have a lot of money. Big teams, very expensive companies, actually.
You know, the kind of sponsorship that goes into these events, it's more like, it's always seen as an F1 has always seemed to be an exclusive club, and so I think the F1 organizers are actually trying to go universal and trying to diversify by opening up the F1 playing field with the V6 hybrid engines, which
it appears that is what is making it uncomfortable for some of the existing teams.
Yes.
Because this will be a competition to them. It will also allow other people to compete, and their market value might just drop if other teams are able to come.
I mean,
it took the likes of Force India and Toro Rosso a lot to get into F1 to have the standings that they have. So I'm suspecting that it's out of that fear.
I think it's out of that fear because, of course, you're going to have it's going to be more money injected. It's also going to be a bigger opportunity for even smaller sponsors to get into the game. But then it also then threatens, especially that sponsorship dynamic, in the sense that, for example, let's say Pirelli tires, which maybe supplies to, let's say, Ferrari. Maybe they don't like the deal they have with Ferrari at the current moment or whatever charges. They can decide to go for a smaller independent company, maybe get a better deal out of that, and all for the price of advertising. So I think that's another thing. That's probably another concern for all the bigger teams. Probably the loss of revenue and things like that. That sharing formula is going to be expanded, and they may not be marking off the same profits that they're seeing.
Well, the Brazilian Grand Prix is over. Hamilton, something spectacular happened. In the first lap, he actually crashed up. We thought he was almost going to be out of the race because of that, and yet. How do you do it?
Hamilton, I think the truth is Hamilton pulled off Vettel. Was it Malaysia or Singapore where Vettel actually crashed out? He crashed out during Singapore during the practice runs. He crashed out, and then the main race he came from, because when he crashed out, he started from behind and came fourth. Same thing happened. Hamilton crashing out, and when the race went through, he came fourth.
Amazing style of overtaking at the bends. That's just.
Exactly,
amazing
which is usually most drivers tend to try and go for the inside track, because when you take the bend, the inside track is a shorter place, and then you can just. But
he still takes the outside, and yet gains seconds ahead of somebody.
I think that was one of the most unique things. I mean, this is a man who was going for the usual route. He would take the outside bend and gun it round the corner, and he drive. You know that taking a corner at top speed is very, very dangerous. But this is someone,
because most crashes come from those bends as well.
Those bends. So taking it like that, very, I won't say reckless, but very, let me say, very brave driving. Came forth. Kudos to him on that. Although he has already taken the lead, like we've all said.
Of course.
But kudos to him for the effort he put in.
So up next is Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
On the 26th. of this month. What are we expecting there?
I think
it's a more tricky circuit according to what I heard.
It is. It's actually one of the newer circuits. Very tricky, very technical. Yeah. But I think we're going to get more or less the same results we saw here. I mean, Hamilton is of course going to do his best, but to be honest, I'm looking towards Vettel. I mean, Vettel, Verstappen. I mean, even Bottas.
Bottas, of course, has been driving defensively. I think it's time for him to.
It's time to rack up some of those points.
More and get himself up there. Right, the ATP Tours is on. Roger Federer played his first game. It's been an amazing competition so far. We're expecting Rafa Nadal to come up against Goffin anywhere from now. The game should start. We're having concerns about Rafa's fitness.
Yes.
And it's like everybody is waiting for that game to see how he will perform. He has not come out to say, I'm not going to be there. But he say his knee is not 100% fit yet, but he'll try and play. The risk is so much, I think, that should he go ahead? Or let's watch this first game first and see how.
No, I think we're going to assess it from this first game. I've actually I came out here and actually said, because of him coming back from the same knee injury, and just trying to secure that the world #1 ranking, because it seemed like Federer was actually breathing down his neck and he could feel the pressure. So
there are no more points for grabs.
There are no more points for grabs for the year. So yes, we were actually thinking that because of that he would actually step down. But this is the maiden event of this competition. This is more like an exhibition. The top 8 players of the year. Just the top 8 players of the year in all competitions coming in to do their best and showcase their talent. It's I don't know. We've talked about how choked up the ATP calendar is. I don't know if
it's not going to look any different next year.
Exactly. I don't know how this is going to help out, but I mean, it's a chance to watch some beautiful tennis to be played, and from the top 8 players of the year. So let's see how it goes. I think we'll actually be very interested to see, especially Nadal's performance with his knee. Hopefully, he's not going to wreck it any further, because, like we all said, our eyes are on Brisbane. Brisbane is where we're looking at right now.
So he ends the season with 10,645 points. Roger has 9,005 points, which is not very far.
No.
Assuming he played in the last 2 ATPs, he may have actually closed up this gap. That's why Rafa was worried. Decided to come out again, but got knocked out. Zverev is there. He's in this competition. What are you expecting from this young man? He's an amazing player.
He is an amazing
I'm thinking
player.
This is one period that he will probably get a big take at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually looking at next season. I mean, he made his mark this season with some amazing play, featured in the Laver Cup, featuring everywhere, playing some fantastic tennis.
So you're looking more at next season?
Next season,
because he lost his game against Roger in the open
game. He did. He did lose his game against. I'm looking at next season. I'm actually looking at how he's going to impact when there are points for grabs, and him actually putting.
When the season reopens.
When the season reopens
for the top ranking.
If he keeps playing the way he's playing, this is the talent for the future. These are the people that we're looking towards replacing the big names like Federer, Nadal.
Okay. The WTA, on the other hand, is where the competition is. The heavy competition is the ranking. You were talking about the fact that it is very, very close. And Halep would have been on top there with a very wide gap, but she lost a couple of games. Muguruza is there. Wozniacki is there. Pliskova is there. And Venus has come up 5th.
Yes.
So if they go to Australia with this ranking at the end of the year, are you looking at Venus still making tops?
I mean, if Venus keeps playing the way she's playing, yeah, sure. I mean, she came very close in various competitions. I think that's what has actually shot her up. But then we're also looking at the return of some of the bigger names in men's tennis. We're looking at
Maria will be back.
We're looking at Sharapova is coming in strong. We're looking at Serena coming back. I think it's going to check up the dynamic, especially in the women's competition. I mean, it's just a few points that separate each of these players. I mean, Halep has a slim hold on the top ranking. Muguruza is just like breathing down her neck. Wozniacki. We're looking at this I think for me, honestly, the women competition is probably where our eyes should be.
Exactly.
It is a lot more competitive, so everybody is going to be,
because the way it looks, if anybody wins any WTA that is 500,
they
are going to cross.
They just jump straight up.
From 1 to 5, they are just close. And well, you are looking at Goffin playing against Nadal. You'll be talking about Goffin, but someone else interests you so much in the next gen category that just ended. You're talking about this Korean Chong, or Chinese rather.
Phenomenal. I mean, if you watch the ATP's next gen competition that just ended last week,
yes,
Chong was phenomenal. It was a 5-day competition for the next set. It was set for players under 21. I think the age limit was between 18 and 21.
Yes.
Featured 8 of these young up and comers. Chong was actually, I think he was rated, he's just in the ATP rankings about 54, 55, something like that. But he played a phenomenal game. I mean, he won the competition.
Yeah,
did not drop his beat. Did not drop a beat.
Nobody could break his.
Nobody could break his serve.
Very
he
good
won
serves.
all his matches.
Excellent baseline shots.
He was incredible. I mean, watching him play, I was just like, this is the future of tennis. This is the future right here. And if he keeps playing the way he's playing, just at 21,
that of course. It's the same way Jack Stock came up, and of course he won the Paris Masters.
Yes,
and had a very wonderful game against Roger, even though he lost.
He lost out, but yes,
he stole a point by deciding to.
If you can go on YouTube and see that point, Sock versus Federer. Just watch it.
Roger was confused. What is this kid doing?
In all his years of tennis, he'd never seen a move like that.
All right, this is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, and this is The Stadium. My name is Ted. Buchi is here. Buchi, before we go to other sports, who are you rooting for this ATP finals? Who do you think will win based on the standard that these guys, the last 8 players who are in there, deservedly ought to be there?
Of course.
They're playing very, very good tennis. Some of them are tired based on the choking up of the ATP calendar, but they're still playing. We're going to watch Rafa and Goffey now play after this program.
Yes.
But who are you? Who do you think will end up the season happier?
Hands down, Federer.
Federer
has played a phenomenal season, and all 5 times he's met up with Nadal, he's bested him. I don't think Federer just seems to be a man on a mission. He just seems unstoppable right now. So I'm going to give it to Federer.
Federer straight off. I'll remind you that.
Yes.
You can join the conversation by calling 081-89-99-1011. This is a Stadium on Human Rights Radio. Which Chelsea have officially opened a page directing all their fans to vote for Victor Moses.
Yes.
We spoke about that on this program yesterday with D1 and Ogaminu here. And D1 was honest enough to say, even as a Nigerian, he might not route for Moses. He would do that with one part of his hardware.
Yes.
The other part of him is routing for someone else because of his performance. You see Moses actually niching this.
I feel this is his year. He deserves it. I mean, he helped his team win the champion, EPL. He's been phenomenal.
And
with
his
Chelsea.
absence has been felt.
His absence is clearly felt. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Nobody would say, he's phenomenal compared to all the other players out there. Compared to the people on that list, I don't think anybody is performing or has achieved as much as Moses has this year. And I think he deserves to win. And if he doesn't get it, then
he's honorable enough to be nominated.
Yeah, honorable enough to be nominated, but come on, he has to take it. And I'm not saying this because I'm a proud Nigerian or I'm trying to but we have to look at the stats. We have to look at his performance. Phenomenal playing this season. Taking the EPL. It's just his year. It's just his year.
All right. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, we'll go straight to international friendlies today and tomorrow. We are going to play Argentina.
Yes.
And we have England going to play Brazil. There are a lot of games that are going to come up. But join us again after this very short break. We'll give you details of those matches and some other sport activities going on this evening. Stay with us.
My name is Aminu Ibrahim. 1.1 Human Rights Radio.
Welcome, my dear friends. Human Rights Radio. Your 100% effort is not good enough. Give me 101.1 effort.
Staying with us, this is a stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting, which a lot of friendlies are going on, and some World Cup qualifiers as well still going on, because not every team has been able to book a place in Russia next year.
Yes.
Some of the friendlies that interest me, first of all, start with England versus Brazil. What do you think will happen in this game? Because England, Gareth Southgate is saying a lot, having called up so many Nigerian players. Why didn't he use their own players? He's making a lot of noise about what they will do to Brazil, caging Neymar and all that, and the fact that he has a new captain in the team there, and the team is actually together now. They are gelling, they are understanding themselves. You see them as doing anything against Brazil, high flying Brazil.
I think from their history of play, they've had a very checkered. This is going to be a tough game, but Brazil has always had the upper hand, and I'm going to give it to Brazil. This is a new team; they're still trying to gel together.
Yes,
a lot of fresh legs, a lot of new names, and I think this is just a process of feeling out. Okay, this is a sort of like a test by fire. Who else what would be calling out for? We're testing out our team. We're going to carry to the World Cup. Might as well test it against one of the best in the world. So I'm going to give it to Brazil, definitely. England will put up a fight.
Yes.
You can't really stop the Brazilian train. Those Brazilians are something else.
Italy is playing Sweden. It's a game that most of the players from Italy, like Pirlo, might play for exhibition's sake, and some of them didn't. Probably Buffon probably retiring after.
Of course,
this maybe not even going to the World Cup.
Exactly. Maybe even missing out on it.
Is that game very important for them anyway?
Important. Well, it's an international friendly. I think
we have a caller on the line, but let's see. Hello, good evening and welcome. That's dropped. Please do call us back 081-8999-1011. You say it's not very important for them.
No, I mean it's going to, especially. I mean, the Italian team has had a bit of a checkered history so far. I mean, I think from the last time they actually had some kind of headway was 2006 with the World Cup. Yeah. And since then, it's been sort of a downhill, up and down for them.
Hello, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the stadium. Yes, and we're discussing sports on the stadium.
Okay, so please, we want to come to yourself, but we don't know how to locate you people.
Okay, all right. Call this number after the program. Call by 7 o'clock. Somebody will direct you.
7 o'clock, can you come tomorrow?
And call this number after the program. We have better clarification.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Actually, someone who wants to maybe have an appointment or something. There has been suspicion that Antonio Conte might go back to his country to manage the Italian national team. There's also the problem of him most likely being chipped by PSG.
That's true.
To take over and all that.
He wants to steal Mourinho's dream job.
Okay, that's where he wants to go. So he's winning Mourinho again for the second time or for the third time. Each time that something comes up between Mourinho and Conte, it becomes very, very dramatic. This time, legendary De Piero has asked him to go back and coach the Italian national team. I think they are looking for character. They're looking for somebody that can lead a fresh team again.
Yeah, and somebody who understands, especially the Italian league and the Italian team itself understands the players, the style of play, appreciates it, and actually has enhanced it. And that personification is Conte. So yes, I think it is, it is an honor to be asked to be, to be called up, especially at that point. I don't know if he's actually going to see it through. It could be. I mean, with some of the rocky news we're getting out of the Chelsea camp, between management and the owner, club owner, management, things like that. Players,
some suspicions.
That a lot of something's got to give. It'd be interesting to see if he actually does, and I think the Italian team would actually be probably, more formidable with someone as prolific as a coach as Conte, especially coming to take over the team. So it'd be interesting to see. To be honest, it'd be interesting to see.
All right, this is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM. You can join the conversation by calling 081-8999-1011. So many coaches are still trying players ahead of Russia 2018.
Yes.
What do you expect in our match against Argentina tomorrow in Russia? There has been inclusion of new players, and the coach has given a lot of them and the space the opportunity to cap for their country.
Yeah.
How important is this game for us? Because we have already qualified.
It is.
Looking at the safety of players returning to their clubs to perform, to prepare for other games. And the coach has also come out to say he expects to have like up to 8 friendlies before the Spikes travel to Russia officially for the World Cup.
I hope so too. I really hope so. Our coach obviously has the right idea. Okay. I mean, like I said, a trial by fire is what it's iron that sharpeneth iron. You know, we need to really get our game up. I mean, we've heard a lot of people, including ourselves, we've actually complained that this team, this current team, is not. I mean, yes, we have qualified for the World Cup, and kudos to them on that. Yes. But to get to that standard, the standard of play that we want, this team currently does not meet up to it. So we need this test by fire, this forging of the team. We need these kind of tough matches. We need this kind of open competition, especially as a formidable a team as Argentina is. If
our game against Argentina ends and the performance is not very good, what do you think we should do?
Of course.
We can't be going back to the drawing board at this stage.
But that's the whole point. Like the coach has said, he's expecting at least up to 8 friendlies. I don't know how possible that will be. If it does happen, then, you know, that's the kind of, it shows you that the coach is actually thinking in the right direction. This is what we need. We need as much challenges and as much tests to actually, you know, get out what we need, root out all the players we need, and actually form that team, have a good idea, a good composite of what each player's strength and weakness is, and know how to put together towards as a team towards achieving the dream. Yes, we need. I think, like we said, it's not like starting from the drawing board. It's just fine tuning. You have a car, you have an engine. The engine is not so. You're not going to get rid of the whole car because the car is okay. You know what? The car broke down here. I'm going to throw it away and get another car. No, you open it up. You fine tune the engine to tune it to where you want it to, so that it's at optimal performance. So yes, I agree with him.
Other World Cup qualifiers have gone on today. You were laughing about the fact that North Korea defeated Malaysia 4-1. What's funny about it? North Korea wants to be at the World Cup.
No, I mean, kudos to them. I mean, it's just, I think I was laughing more of a geopolitical stance.
That is actually the Asian Cup.
Yes.
And they have been consistent participants.
They've been very consistent in it. They've actually had some pretty good results in it. Don't get me wrong. It's just on the scale. I'm just looking at the geopolitical scale and the fact that North Korea is vying to get into the World Cup and USA actually crashed out. So it would have been interesting to see if both teams would get there and see whether the presidents of both countries would trash talk each other on the field of play.
Other international friendlies today include Armenia against Cyprus. They won 3-2 at home. Georgia against Belarus, they drew 2-2. Venezuela lost at home to Iran, 1-0. Are you surprised by that result?
Iran. I mean, looking at the under-17,
yes, that was an amazing team.
That was an amazing team.
It appears people at the right places.
Exactly.
Are there now in Iran trying to fix football.
It shows you the passion that these boys are.
Despite the political distractions. They are trying to use sports,
to unite the country, and that kind of results, especially against Venezuela, which is a prolific South American team, to get that kind of result. But then we have to also look at the under-17 result. These boys went up against some of the toughest competition, some of the biggest names in the game.
All the way towards the end.
They played their hearts out. So I think victories like this, goals like this, wins like this will actually turn our attention more towards countries that have these internal rows or these political difficulties right now. Turn our attention to them, and we can see past what we see here in the news about the whole geopolitical scene, and actually appreciate them on a sporting level.
This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. You can be part of the conversation by calling the number 081-8999-1011. Syria was to play Iraq, a very curious fixture there, because of what is happening between those two countries and international interference into their political affairs.
Yes.
It appears to me, I'm trying to get that information, it appears the game has been postponed for whatever reason, because the game was to take place in Iraq.
Yes.
What's the significance of this? It's an international friendly. The two FAs agreed to play, but I guess something has come up and the game is put on hold for the meantime. So it was supposed to have been played today. Today's the 13th.
Yes.
What's the relevance of this game for these two
No, I think, like we said, sports is a way of unifying people, and a game like this, especially with the trouble in the Middle East right now, especially between these two countries, it would have been a good way to actually, I think, to throw a spotlight on issues happening on ground. At least people watching this match will, aside from just trying to forget their sorrows between the countries, but also throw a spotlight on the country. On the countries in question and the things they're going through.
Somebody, hello, good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome to the stadium. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Valentine.
Valva.
Mr. Val.
Which is here?
Uh,
I thought you were supposed to have been in
the longest
I thought you were
time.
supposed to have been in Russia by now to watch the Eagles play Argentina tomorrow.
I suppose that they denied me tickets.
Okay, you'd have passed through us. It would have been very easy.
So I suppose that I hope I will talk. I will keep on trying so that they will accept me.
Okay, that's fine.
So I want to literally congratulate the Super Eagles for their performance in the weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With Algeria.
Yes.
Although I expected that they should get draw. The concern is that the best result Nigeria always come out with Algeria.
That's true. That's true.
But on my own comment, I want to advise that if our coach will look at in issue of our goalkeeper.
Yes.
This one now is really doing great.
Yes.
But I want him to still go back and look at the spare and know if we have spare in our goalkeeper.
Okay.
As of now, from where I'm seeing it, I want to advise that he should go and look for a Vincent Onyema.
Okay.
This young man has an old experience in going for this huge competition of World Cup.
Yes.
It's not an easy competition.
Yes.
In as much as this one is performing well, I believe that Vincent Onyema will be also a backbone for him.
Yes.
For them to perform very, very, very well.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll see what you do against Aguero when they face themselves on the pitch tomorrow.
Tomorrow what?
I said tomorrow we'll see the performance of Ezewa against Aguero, a very powerful striker. Then we can evaluate him from that perspective.
Okay. No, I believe they will still do well. Forget about Argentina. They are just carrying them.
Okay.
Yes. If those boys can play well, very, very well, and forget name Argentina, Aguero, Messi, whoever.
Yes.
They are nothing to compare these boys that I'm seeing now.
Okay.
They can beat this Argentina. Forget what will come out. The best result of tomorrow match is 0 or Nigeria will defeat Argentina. Believe me.
Okay.
Believe in me. Let us look into our goalkeeper and try to do something about that.
Okay.
We can still go, at least, even if Nigeria is going to go out from the World Cup, let it be on knockout stage.
On our own terms. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Valentine, for calling.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Buchi, one more curious story before we start packing our things out of the studio. The Patrice Evra.
Oh, yes.
We thought that was the end of his career, but it's like they are reconsidering the decision.
No, as in his agent has come out insisting that Evra's sack, that the sack is not going to hold, that Evra will play on.
Okay.
I don't know how that's
But
going to...
we have D1 on the line. Let's hear briefly from him. Hello, D1. Hello, D1. Oh, I can't. We're almost out of time. D1, you have to probably send an SMS or we'll talk to you tomorrow. There's some problem with connectivity here, so we can't actually pick your call now because we're almost out of time now. So Evra will still play on.
Well, his agent is insisting, but then it's not this thing. It's not I don't think it's the official stance, especially I think the FIFA and the club has come out to say he's been sacked. Okay. But maybe there's some kind of clause in his contract towards that fact that the agent wants to see if he can play in, or he's just floating it out there. Okay. But especially with, I think right now, Evra should just consider a career in MMA or in
China,
in karate.
If he goes to China and plays. Of course, if he gets out of Europe, is he banned by FIFA? if it gets out of Europa,
I think FIFA is still going to have their own sitting on this.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a ban. Maybe he might be banned from football, maybe for some time.
Yes.
But maybe this is the club's reaction.
Yes.
The club say they sacked him, but then it might be a ban right now. He could actually still have a career outside this.
Okay.
So it's just to see how it plays out. I'm actually interested to see how he's, Marseille have come out to say he's been sacked, and his agent is insisting he's going
and
to.
he doesn't want to hang up his boots yet.
Exactly.
So, all right. That's the size of the program. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM. Again, tomorrow evening, we'll do this. Buchi will be here the same time, 6:15 on the dot. We'll give you details of the games that took place today, the games that will be played tomorrow, Nigeria and Argentina in Russia. Give you details about that game. They're a little bit ahead of us, so the game might start before program.
Most definitely.
We'll check that.
Most
We'll
definitely.
confirm that from G1 on the program tomorrow. Thanks for all those who called, Valentine, and to everybody who called. Those who attempted to call that you couldn't get through, sorry, tomorrow will be your turn. Thanks to Shola, thanks to Chike, and thanks to Blessed and Dan. The council there. Until tomorrow, Uchi, we're out.
Right.